Hello everyone. Welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. And today's video is about Venus in the nakshatra of Hasta, right? So before diving into how Venus behaves in the nakshatra of Hasta, let's understand what is planet Venus, what is the sign of Virgo, and how Venus behaves in the sign of Virgo, and what does Venus do in the sign of Hasta. First of all, Venus is the natural ruler of the second and the seventh house. That's why this is a planet that is associated with our lifestyle, luxury, our relationship with the family, our speech, how we speak, how we communicate, the possessions that we have. It rules the sign of Taurus. Taurus is associated with our possessions. What do we have? What do we possess? What we like to possess? That's why this planet is also associated with luxury, with articles of luxury, right? Venus also represents the sign of Libra. So it also represents our spouse. It can be female or male, but most prominently, it represents a female in a male's chart, right? For a female, it would represent their spouse, how they interact in love, and also their female friends. Okay, Venus represents one's partnership. It is the planet of devotion, where your devotion lies, where your credibility lies. So Venus also represents one's taste, finances, income, right? So when Venus comes into the sign of Virgo, it is considered as debilitated. So one thing I would like to discuss here is that what is like why Venus is debilitated. See, I am a firm believer of this thing that we should not judge a planet based on debilitation and exaltation. Definitely, since these are the fundamental rules, we do consider and we do speak about Venus being debilitated in the sign of Virgo. But most importantly, it is important to understand the element altogether, that how this particular planet is going to behave in that particular sign and what negative effects one can face. So when Venus goes into the sign of Virgo, Virgo is the natural sixth house. Virgo is the natural sign which belongs to the sixth house elements. It's an earth sign, right? So earth element is actually very positively associated with Venus. That's why it's not that all the effects of, all the predictions or all the consequences of all the results of this particular placement are going to be bad. Right. So you put a planet which is associated with one's devotion, and the planet which is associated with one's relationship, you put that in the career place, you put that in a workspace where a person has to negotiate and has to deal with the exchange of money or dealing with routine life. Venus is a rajasic planet and it is here to enjoy. It feels exalted in the sign of Pisces because it wants to be in that oblivion state. It doesn't want to be hemmed with responsibilities. It doesn't want to work hard. It wants to enjoy. That's why it's a Rajasic planet. It wants to enjoy, and it wants to take the benefit of all the materialistic aspects of life. So when you put Venus in the marketplace, it has to negotiate. It has to make a deal out of its love emotion. So that's why, first of all, the devotion of people with Venus in the sign of Virgo lies towards their work, towards their service, towards their colleagues, and towards their routine life. And when we are talking about Venus in this video, this is going to represent your nature because ultimately it's your Venus. It is going to represent how you interact in love, and it is also going to represent how your spouse is going to be. So all these predictions are going to be be talking about, sorry, to be talked about in this video. Right? So when you put Venus into the sixth house, it has to deal with conflicts. Venus doesn't like to be, deal with conflicts. It doesn't like to, deal with the arguments. It wants to deal with romance, pleasure, bed pleasures. But here, Venus has to work. Venus has to work to get what it wants, to fulfill its purpose, which is love, which is romance, which is pleasure, which is luxury. So this is a placement, or when a person has Venus debilitated, they have to work towards that. They have to get through conflicted situations in love, and their devotion is towards their work. Their first wife is actually their work and their service. Right? So when Venus comes into the nakshatra of Hasta, the very first thing that we are going to consider is the planet associated with the nakshatra Hasta. So Hasta nakshatra lies between 10 degrees to 23 degrees, 20 minutes of Virgo sign, right? So when Venus comes into this nakshatra, it gets influenced by the planet Moon, because Moon rules the nakshatra of Hasta. One thing you will see, that you will get a spouse who is very nurturing. They have such a beautiful way of presenting their personality and such a beautiful way of speaking. They have excellent communication skills. They are hardworking and they're very nurturing because of this moon element. Since it is a combination of what? Venus is coming into the combination of Mercury and Moon. So unlike, any other sign, these people are actually very much emotionally involved within their relationships. Although Venus is debilitated, but their emotions do attach towards relationship. They look for a spouse who gives them emotional security, who gives them emotional stability, and who has good intellect and, the most important, good sense of humor. They do look for intelligence in their spouse. And naturally, they are going to get married to a spouse who's going to be witty, who's going to be very bubbly, very, very good sense of humor, with a very sarcastic sense of humor, very, very much sarcasm. Okay. And when it is about the appearance, these people get most, very, very good looking spouse. Good looking, or you can say, the spouse who is, when you look at them, you just get a sense of nourishment. You get a sense of peace. They have, and when we consider the appearance, mostly with Venus as in Hasta Nakshatra, you marry a spouse who has tall height, round or oval face, broad forehead, long face, long nose, and round eyes. So that is actually the features of Hasta Nakshatra. You also marry a spouse who is very calculative, emotionally very calculative also. So the negative part of this particular nakshatra and Venus coming into this particular nakshatra is actually that these people can be very calculative with their emotions. They always have some sort of bargain or some sort of barter system with their emotions and with their relationships. So for them, relationship is not like that, it's not like an exalted Venus, that I am here to be, to do everything for you out of love. Rather, they are like, I am there to be at service to you, but in return, I do expect a lot of other, things. I want you to, meet me the halfway. That is their philosophy with love. So since there is an association of moon, definitely they marry very intelligent, artistic, poetic, witty, humorous, and sensible spouses. And when it is about love for them, they actually attract such individuals, and they actually want to have a partner with such qualities. Right? Now, second thing that is associated with this nakshatra is the animal. So the animal is female buffalo. So just like Swati nakshatra, these people are also associated with water buffaloes. So they love to be around water. And these people are actually perfectionists. They take longer time or duration so as to get ready. And they love to have longer showers. They love to be in bathtubs. They love to go to resorts or places which is surrounded by water. Right? And these people are very much hard workers because buffaloes were used to, pull the carts, right? Similarly, these people love to, uh, do something manually. They are very hardworking individuals. They are lazy as well. Moon actually gives you the tendency to be a person who wants to live around comforts, who wants to always be in a comfortable environment. So when you look for love, you look for a very comforting love, very nurturing love. And you always want to have luxury so as to be in a comfortable environment. And you create that for yourself. And when we'll come to the deity part of this nakshatra, then we'll understand how it is so much associated with one's hard work. So definitely these people have that laziness, but when it is about working hard, if they have a certain goal and they have to work hard towards it, they are going to work hard, right? Another thing that you will see with this nakshatra is that these people, um just one second. Really sorry for the interruption. So, the next thing that we are going to talk about is the symbol of this nakshatra. So, symbol of this nakshatra is your hands or or a fist. Okay, so that's why this shows that these individuals, it's that you are going to be associated in such a profession or work, or your spouse may have certain set of skills to and work towards that. So these people love to work with their hands. And these people also have some sort of OCD of cleanliness. They want everything to be, you know, perfectly clean, perfectly made. They have certain set of skills, and these skills that they perform with hands, like they can be, since if they, a person has Venus and Rahu in Hasta Nakshatra, they are very good with doing tricks with their hands. So they can be magicians or they can be poker players. And one thing I've seen very common with Hasta Nakshatra, they love to gamble. They love to, and somehow they have their luck in gambling. Gambling on shares, but specifically gambling and cards. They're very good with cards, and they're very good at playing cards. Also, you can see a lot of tarot card readers with Hasta prominency of Hasta Nakshatra. Another thing you'll see is that Hasta also gives you the tendency to have artistic skills that you do with hands. It can be writing, and I've seen most of the poets with Venus and Hasta, poets or script writers or writers, blog writers, and shires with Venus or Moon in the Hasta Nakshatra, or Venus and Moon combination in Hasta Nakshatra. And they are much like comedians. When you have, suppose, Saturn and Mercury in Hasta Nakshatra, you will interact with a lot of comedians, stand-up comedians. And with Venus also, you have a witty sense of humor. So you love making people laugh. right? And these people have some restlessness within their hands. They always want to work, they always want to do something with their hands. They're very obsessed with making notes as well. And one or more thing I've observed with these people, that their calculator is always on. So these people are the ones who will also have, money manager within their phone. They would actually write down their budget. They would write down what, how much money have they spent, where they have spent. They'll have the whole data of related to the money. Somehow they do that, and that actually is not just with Venus. It's with all the things. Sorry, it's with all the other planets also. Now, Hasta Nakshatra individuals also, they have, because of this fist, the symbol, these people are very good team workers. They always want, since you have five fingers in a fist, and when you close it, it becomes there was a Hindi kahavat that पांच उंगलियों के साथ मुट्ठी बनती है, और मुट्ठी कुछ ऐसा ही था, that मुट्ठी को कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता, समथिंग ऐसे, मुझे अभी exactly I cannot remember that, but that was a very good saying where they just meant to say that when people come together, when there is a teamwork, everything can be achieved. So these people are believers of that, right? So they do excellent when they have to form a team and work in a team, and or they have to lead a team, right? So they are, and these people are excellent critic. They know where what should be done, and even they are excellent observers because of the influence of Mercury and Moon. They are intuitive, they are good observers, and they can actually take out a mistake which can be overlooked by many other people, right? Also, these people are excellent calculators. They love to crunch numbers. They love to work around numbers. But it's not necessary that their profession is going to be related to numbers, but because it's more towards creative self. Also, these people are excellent healers. So very much of healers, Reiki healers, or people who are in the profession like acupuncture or chiropractors, those can also be with Hasta Nakshatra, and especially when Venus comes there, because Venus is also one of the planets responsible for healing. So when it comes into Hasta, it can be responsible, it can be into medical field, they can be associated with medical field, or you marry a person who does something with their hands, who can be a massagist, who can be a masseuse, sorry, who can be a masseuse, or who can be an acupuncturist, who can be a chiropractor. So that can also be there. Another thing you'll see is that these people have a beautiful wide smile. These people love smiling, and they have a very attractive smile, and they always want other people to smile also. Now, lastly, we have the deity of this nakshatra to be Savitur. So, Savitur was one of the 12 Adityas who were the sun gods, right? Savitur was actually known to be the god of inspiration, the god of healing, and the giver of life, and also the god who took all the human beings, animals towards rest or towards death. So basically, Savitur rules the loop of life, the life and death, the transformation. But it has the ability to give what we want within our hands. That's why when Venus comes in the nakshatra of Hasta, these people have the ability to attain what they want, to accomplish their goals. So when you are, and specifically since Venus is about relationships, it's not just right now, till now we might have been talking all about profession, work, because that's the prominency of Venus and Virgo. But if we talk about love, when these people are in love, they love to be into a situation where they are gaining out of that love. They want to fulfill their desires through love. These desires can be materialistic in nature, they can be emotional in nature, but they want something in return. Definitely, this thing is very prominent there. Okay. So, with this, there can be certain remedies that a person can do with Venus in Hasta Nakshatra. So, first one will be, since Hasta is associated with hands, fist, and writing, these people can write down their manifestations. These people can get accomplished with their manifestations way more quicker than any other person. So if they write what they want, or if they write as a manifestation that I've achieved this in the in a present form, whatever you want, write it in the present form that I've achieved this. I want a healthy, I have a healthy relationship. I have met my partner. My marriage life is beautiful. You can write all of it and you can manifest that. That is first remedy. The second remedy would be to chant Gayatri mantra, because we do have Satya, Tat Savitur Varenyam. Tat Savitur Varenyam, right? So that's why when you want to activate Savitur, you actually chant Gayatri mantra. It actually evokes this particular deity, right? So that is the second remedy that you can follow. Other than this, some more traits about this nakshatra or these people would be that these people are also very sacrificial in nature. Because of the deity, they are bound to make certain sacrifices in life. And this nakshatra is also associated with birth of children, right? Since Savitur is about, giving life, giving inspiration. So they also refer to life, giving life, and the birth of children. Then this nakshatra is very best suited for quicker events. So you will see one more very prominent thing with these people, that you marry a spouse who is very very impatient in a way. They want everything in a quick manner. They want things quickly in life. That's why they would work towards it. Like they would suppose they would want luxury, they would want money, and at a very young age, they will start working towards it. So they always go for a quick response. And even if you talk to an individual with Venus and Hasta, or maybe any other planet, maybe Moon with Hasta, wherever you talk to them, they can actually be brutally honest, totally blunt, and very quick in their response. Okay, so guys, that was my analysis about Venus in the nakshatra of Hasta. I hope all of this information gives you good insights into this nakshatra. And if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you would like to have your personal readings from me, check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under the unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. Okay, see you with the next video. Bye bye. Take care.